And a lot of people actually think that, with my dialogue, in the mari pomlinga varve kudade, is, when I say that, a lot of people think I'm threatening AK sir on the other hand, but it doesn't sound like a threatening dialogue at all. So I think the fact that people are constantly questioning it to ask if she's, or am I the twist? But he always says this one thing, especially with regard to his racing now. If not now, then when? And I like his work ethic. I think he takes on too much, but that's my personal this thing from having seen him and been around him for some time. But he really likes doing what he does.
How welcoming is Bollywood of South actors? And
now they don't have a choice.
Before?
Pretty snooty if they knew that you were from the South.
Hi Regina, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much.
So first of all, I want to begin with asking about your role in the film. Tell us about the role, the name importantly, because that's more important than anything else here.
I think the name can be left for some time.
Okay.
The role I can tell you a little bit about.
Okay.
All I'm allowed to tell you about. Very fun-loving girl. She's a character, and she loves doing new things. She loves new experiences and challenges and all of that. So, and she's one hell of a person to reckon with.
Okay. And there is only a smile that's like a bit sinister, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. Does it mean that you are doing a negative role?
Does it mean I'm doing a negative role, is it? I mean, I think coming with that question mark in your head to the theatre to watch it is what I've always wanted as an actor. Keeping this role aside, every time I do a role, I would like for the audience to come to the theatre saying, is she good or bad, or what, or is she one of us, So, yeah, I'd like to keep that question mark in your head running. It's nice that you actually have that question because it's, especially after seeing the trailer, I think that's great feedback for me.
Because that laugh alone tells a lot of things. Like it confirms whether she's a villain or a character role. So
yeah, and a lot of people actually think that, with my dialogue, in the mari pomlinga varve kudade, is, when I say that, a lot of people think I'm threatening AK sir on the other hand, but it doesn't sound like a threatening dialogue at all. So I think the fact that people are constantly questioning it to ask if she's, or am I the twist?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you never know.
And did the director tell you why he chose you particularly for this?
Magar sir did in fact tell me that, he thought that I could pull this role off. I had gone in for a narration for another character, and then it turned out to be another character. And when things like this happen, it's not happened very often in my life, but when things like this happen, then you believe in luck as well somewhere, you feel like you were in the right place at the right time. But he did tell me that he was very confident that I could pull this character off. And I think that confidence definitely helps, especially coming from your director.
So when Vidaamuyarchi was first announced with director Ajith Kumar, there were a lot of doubts because he's for the first time he's like doing a film with a superstar like Ajith Kumar. Were we wrong to even doubt that?
Oh wow! I really like his craft. I love his films, and the fact that I got to see him doing this in real. I can't tell you if you're wrong or right in doubting it. I don't know why you would doubt it in the first place. But rightfully so. I mean, any director that's coming up, I get it. I understand it. Any director who's doing something for the first time, of course, and that too when you have a superstar like Mr. Ajith Kumar on board, any director for that matter would be a question mark, right? Like, is he going to live up to it or not? But I can tell you one thing, having seen Sir Magar sir's work in real and having been a part of this film, he's someone who can handle something like this
No, I'm a big
really
fan of his
well.
previous
No, I'm
works,
not
yeah.
saying. I'm not saying, and I'm just saying, having seen this person
Yeah, that's why I asked you,
working,
like, because
yeah,
you know from close quarters.
having seen him working, he can definitely handle a big film of this caliber pretty well. He's a very sorted human being, very, very sorted human being. And, you know, having to handle that and also having to handle so many actors and such gruesome, grueling scenes, intense scenes, and also having the, you know, commercial elements in the film where you have a nice song and it's all like, you know, hunky-dory sort of a thing. Uh, he really pulled it off.
I want to know the pressure of being in a superstar film, being a part of.
You know, the pressure as much is not from within as it is compared to from the outside.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to ask.
Fortunately enough, where I sit today, or where I am today, after having experienced cinema, you know, for so many years, I have learned how to cut the noise out. So I do understand the responsibility that, you know, has been placed on my shoulders, but at the end of the day, I have been called upon to play a role because of certain reasons, and whatever those reasons are, when I'm on set and when I'm playing that character and when I'm in scene, those are not the reasons running in my head. And I've heard umpteen number of stories from the team, from people around, the team working on set, you know, when we were doing the scenes that we were doing. Umpteen number of stories from Sir's previous films and how all the actors faced so much, you know, like maybe backlash or, you know, questions or all of that. It's interesting. It's very interesting and amusing to understand the world outside of, you know, or how people perceive a certain thing that an actor does. But at the end of the day, it's all noise to an actor. So being able to cut that out and still doing what I love to do, and still being in character is something that I enjoy. I love cutting the world out and just being zoned in and doing what my director wants. And, you know, the world becomes very small at that moment. It's just that bit. And that's very interesting. So, yeah, like I said, I do understand, you know, the responsibility that's been placed on my shoulders, and I love it. Of course I do.
Does it only put you on a spot with your friends and family because you're not able to share anything about this?
No, you know, in fact, I come from a world that is not very cinema oriented. We love watching films. I have friends and family who follow, you know, celebrities and all of that. But when it comes to my work, I don't think anyone really like pushes the boundary and asks me anything because they've seen me do it for so long, and then it's not mostly what our conversations are about, because at the end of the day, it is still my work. And when we're talking about my work, we just talk about, you know, like, oh, what film and what I'm doing and this and that. And no one really questions it or asks, only the journalists do.
And this is something that you'd have asked, a lot of people would have asked you about working with Ajith sir. But I just want to know a specific thing, not just like a generic. I want to know how is the outlook.
You don't want to be like the rest, is it?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point of the interview, right? Like,
I like that. That's nice. It's thank you.
so I just want to know whether the outlook of how he looks at films has changed, like over the course. Now he has different interests, and being on the sets with him, how does he look at work now? Does it like something like a day job for him, or how does he? What is the evolution of Ajith sir?
Sir has always been a sports person. He's always loved his, you know, bike rides and cars and everything, and all of this. I mean, I knew a bit here and there about him, like back in the day when I was very young, and you'd hear the news, in that he was riding here and riding there and all of that. But when I hear him talk about it, he talks about it with a lot of passion, and when he talks about cinema as well, he talks about all of his experiences that brought him to where he is today. It's not easy, you know, balancing all of it. But he always says this one thing, especially with regard to his racing now. If not now, then when? And that's so nice, right? Because you see someone who's done so much in their lives, but I always get this feeling when I see him that he always wanted to do this as well. Like he really wanted to do this also. It's just that maybe the timing wasn't right for him then, and now he's finally gotten the time to do it, and the space to do it while he's doing 2 other films. And man is a workaholic.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he is a workaholic, and he is so if he gives you a commitment, he sticks to it. He could give you a commitment or me a commitment or anyone a commitment, and he would stick to it. It's not about how important or not important you are in his life or any of those things, right? And I like his work ethic. I think he takes on too much, but that's my personal this thing from having seen him and been around him for some time. But he really likes doing what he does. And in terms of cinema, especially when he talks about this particular film, he says it's such a relevant film. And for someone of his stature and having done what he's done, and he's played so many different varied roles in his life, right? In the beginning of his career. And that's something I really like. Like he experimented quite a bit. You've seen the bad side of him, you've seen the good, seen the evil, you've seen the lover boy, the chocolate boy, you've seen everything. And for me as an actor, not looking at superstar and all of it, but just as an actor, you don't get to see too many people experiment, especially the male actors. Once they get into a little niche and they find that this is what works, it's so difficult, and rightfully so also. It's not easy to break out of a mold that has been created or a stereotype that's been created. But the fact that he's doing it with his salt pepper look, and actually this film has a lot more than what the trailer just shows, and I think there's a younger audience that would also connect to the film, not just by the action and all of that's in the film, but also the story that the film has to tell. So, I mean, I'm no one to comment about his choices of films and how it has evolved, but just the fact that he loves to experiment is something I admire.
Okay. And does the delay bother you when a film gets delayed?
Man, I have some films that haven't seen the light of day. So a delay does not bother me. And plus, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a part of this film, but it's still an AK Sir film, and AK Sir, Trisha, and and at the end of the day, I'm an actor.
Okay.
Like I come, I do my job, and I go. It doesn't bother me. Would I be sad? Yes, but it doesn't really bother me that much.
As an actor, not just an actor, now across all fields, even my field, it's just not that you go do a good work, but you have to put it out there.
You have to show it.
Yeah, you have to show it. Does that actually irk you, that it's just not about me being good, but it's also about promoting myself? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, it did irk me. I would be lying if I said it didn't, because it irked me because I always thought that being an actor meant that I just do my job the best, and I come and I know I can do, like, you give me a job, I know I will do it 100%, fulfillingly. But then I realized that if I still want to do this, then I don't have a choice and I gotta do that. So trying to find a balance in making it organic, or finding how I would want to put it out there, I would want to show it. The only way to do that was to get a PR team, to get a social media team, to make sure that my agency does the work that they need to be doing. I mean, I do have a great team when it comes to the agency that manages me, or my PR team, or my social media team. It's all so necessary. So, if you wonder where my salary goes, it goes to all these places. Okay, and it was a decision I had to make. And it was not necessarily a tough decision. It was tough only because I felt like, oh my God, now I have to do all of this because everyone else is doing all of it. So the choice was, do I want to now be a part of this industry because it requires all of this, or do I not want to? And the answer was fairly simple, because I'm sitting here today doing what I'm doing. And yeah, you do have to make sure you're relevant, you're visible. But I don't like being in your face.
I get it.
So I decided that I will do it on my terms.
Right.
And my social media team talks to me about posting consistently on social media. But I'm not going to just post anything for the sake of posting. If I really have something to say, I'll say it. So now what I do is I streamline what I want to put out, or how I want to talk, or what I want to do. For me, promotions for a film are very important. Because I want to reach everyone. I want everyone to know that this person's doing this and doing that. And so now I wouldn't say I've joined the bandwagon or joined the rat race or whatever it is, but I like doing it my way. So I found my place, and I found what would work for me, and it's working.
And now you're part of Bollywood as well. Like, you have been part of Bollywood for a while, but you're doing back-to-back films, one with Sunny Deol and another with Nawazuddin Siddiqui. Yeah. Tell us about the projects.
They're both vastly different projects. Again, something that I love doing. One is about investment fraud, the Section 108 with Nawazuddin Siddiqui. And the other one is called Jat with Sunny Deol. And Gopichand Malineni is directing it. Again, it's a Telugu director and, Hindi canvas, and it's quite nice. It's a out commercial film. You can expect every ounce of blood pouring, punches and kicks and action everywhere. It's touted to be one of India's biggest action thrillers. So yeah, that's there. And there's another Hindi film that I'm doing. I'm hoping that I can talk about it soon enough.
Okay.
So and that's a period film.
Okay.
Yeah, and quite a star cast as well. So yeah.
How welcoming is Bollywood of South actors in
now? They don't have a choice.
Before?
Pretty snooty if they knew that you were from the South. Mainly, I don't know if it was because language was a barrier, but for me it never was. So, and I don't look like a South Indian.
Yeah.
So I don't know if all of these things worked in my favor. When I would speak to people over there, but I think now it's just become like they need people from the South, especially when the pandemic hit. They needed actors from the South because they needed a bigger audience. Most OTT shows today have someone from the South, most, and I think that big change really helped the South industry.
I want to ask about one person, Lokesh Kanagaraj, with whom he directed you in his debut.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that he's going to be this superstar director when he was directing Managaram?
Superstar director, no.
Okay.
To this extent, no. He was a pleasant surprise, but he always had this in him, to push the boundaries. And he's a very soft person, very soft, very, he was, in fact, I wouldn't say scared, but I still remember Lokesh in the van narrating, a scene to me. And today, the Lokesh that I see, there's so much of a difference in the way he carries himself, the confidence, you can tell. And through my entire career, I have seen directors and actors and everyone grow leaps and bounds. And I think Lokesh's growth has been one thing that I've really, really enjoyed watching.
Okay. And do you wish Managaram was part of LCU?
No.
You like it to be standalone, don't touch that.
Of course.
Okay. And
not that I'm saying that it shouldn't be a part of LCU, but only because you asked this question, I'm even saying this. Please don't misquote me and be like, oh my God, I don't know what would come out tomorrow, but I'm really happy that it has its own little niche, its own little place, and I'm so happy that that is where Lokesh started off with.
Yeah.
I mean, LCU just, I mean, it came in as he grew, right, with his films. And
I like that how you are possessive of your film.
of course, I mean, it's my film at the end of the day. It's not that it's a bad thing if it's a part of LCU or anything like that,
Right.
but just the fact that it's different and it's something that he could, he could say he started off with.
Yeah.
I think that's nice.
And lastly, you started with I know you from Kandanal Budal. So now Vidaamuyarchi. How has been the journey? And to sum it up.
Yeah, it's roller coaster would be a very cliched thing to say about the journey, but it has its up and downs, and there were times in the middle, 10 years ago, where I felt the need to leave the industry and think that this is not my cup of tea. But looking back, it's a good thing probably I didn't, and I'm so looking forward to the kind of films that I'm going to be doing post this. It's exciting. It's exciting to see, again, like it's always up and down, up and down, up and down, and this for me right now is like a wave that I would love to ride. It's been a great journey. I've definitely evolved as an actor, as a person. I've understood so much through this journey, and it's been a great struggle. Like, it's something that I enjoyed doing, struggling to be there, be doing what I'm doing.
Nice talking to you. Thank you for talking to CNN News 18 show.
Thank you so much.